Have you ever walked into a room and felt every head turn, not because of how you look, but because of something deeper, something they couldn't even explain? Today, we're diving into the mysterious world of auras, the unseen energy fields that surround us. According to Carl Jung, what people sense about you often goes far beyond words or actions. It's the silent language of your spirit. In this video, you'll discover 13 signs that your aura is so powerful it can disturb, intimidate, or deeply affect others, and why that's actually a profound gift if you learn how to understand and embrace it. Sign 1. People feel uncomfortable without reason sometimes. You might notice that people around you feel uncomfortable even though you have not done anything wrong. You may be sitting quietly, minding your own business, but still others seem nervous or uneasy. This can feel confusing, especially when you are just being yourself. For example, imagine a confident and self-aware teenager who walks into a classroom. They have not spoken a word yet, but classmates slowly start pulling away, avoiding eye contact, or behaving strangely. It is not because the teenager has a bad attitude or has done something rude. The real reason lies deeper than most people realize. Famous psychologist Carl Jung believed that every person carries an invisible energy around them, often called an aura. When someone has a strong, powerful aura, it can disturb people who are not connected to their own inner self. Most people live on the surface of life, dealing only with daily problems and shallow emotions. When they meet someone with deep, strong energy, it reminds them of everything they have hidden inside: fears, dreams, insecurities. They feel uncomfortable because deep down, they sense something powerful that they cannot understand or control. It is important to remember that their discomfort is not your fault. In fact, it shows that you are in touch with yourself in a way many people are not. Having a powerful aura is a rare gift, but it also means you might often be misunderstood. Instead of changing who you are to make others feel better, trust in your energy. With time, you will find people who appreciate the strength and honesty you carry within you. Until then, stay kind, stay patient, and remember, the energy you bring into the world can awaken others, even if it unsettles them first. Sign 2. Strangers open up or avoid you. Sometimes when you meet new people, something strange happens. Either they quickly start sharing their deepest secrets with you, or they try to avoid you altogether. It can feel surprising when someone you barely know begins to open up about their personal struggles, fears, or dreams. For example, imagine you go to a coffee shop, and after just one simple order, the barista suddenly starts telling you about their problems at home or issues they are facing in life. You didn't ask for it, but somehow they feel safe enough to trust you. On the other hand, there are times when strangers might avoid you without any clear reason. They might seem nervous, uncomfortable, or they may quickly find an excuse to leave your presence. This unusual behavior from others is often because of your aura. An aura is like an invisible energy field that surrounds every person. When your aura is very powerful or clear, it acts like a mirror. It reflects the hidden emotions, fears, and truths that people usually try to keep inside. Some people are ready to face their inner feelings, so they are drawn to your energy and feel a deep need to talk and be honest. Others may not be ready, so they feel uncomfortable and try to stay away. This is not something you control on purpose. It simply happens because your presence naturally encourages honesty and self-reflection. Your aura touches people in ways that words cannot. Even if you stay silent, your energy speaks loudly. Having such an aura is a special gift, but it also means you need to be patient with how differently people react to you. Some will come closer, others will walk away, but in both cases, it shows the quiet power you carry within you. Sign 3. You are often misunderstood. Sometimes you are often misunderstood by the people around you. Even when you do nothing wrong, others may see you in a negative way. They might call you intimidating or strange just because you are quiet, thoughtful, or like to observe instead of always talking. This happens because people often project their own fears and insecurities onto others. When they feel unsure about themselves, they might try to place those feelings onto you without even realizing it. For example, if someone feels weak inside, they might see your calmness and confidence as a threat, even though you are not doing anything to harm them. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, explained that what people see in us often tells more about them than about us. If someone says you are too serious or too intense, it might actually mean they are uncomfortable with seriousness or deep thinking themselves. They might not know how to handle the depth and strength that your energy carries. It is important to remember that their reactions are not a true reflection of who you are. Instead, it shows how they feel inside. Being misunderstood can sometimes feel lonely or frustrating. You might wonder if you should change to make others feel better. But the truth is, your quiet strength and deep thinking are gifts, not problems. Not everyone will understand you, and that is okay. You do not need to shrink yourself just to make others comfortable. Stay true to who you are, and the right people, those who appreciate your real nature, will see and value you for it. Remember, being misunderstood by some is a small price for being truly yourself. Sign 4. Animals and children are drawn to you. Have you ever noticed that animals or young children seem to be naturally drawn to you? They might approach you without fear, sit close to you, or simply feel comfortable in your presence. This is a powerful sign that your energy or aura is strong and pure. Animals and children are very sensitive beings. They do not rely on words or appearances the way adults often do. Instead, they sense the energy around them. When your aura is calm, kind, and genuine, they can feel it immediately. A shy cat that usually hides from strangers might walk right up to you and curl beside you. A toddler might smile at you from across a room and want to play, even if they have never met you before. These moments are not just coincidences. They are reflections of the invisible bond that pure energies share. Animals and young children live closer to nature and truth. They are not yet burdened by the complicated emotions and judgments that many adults carry. Because of this, they respond honestly to what they feel. If your inner energy is peaceful and trustworthy, they will recognize it without needing any proof. They feel safe, protected, and happy near you. Carl Jung believed that there is a deep, unseen connection between all living beings, something he called the collective unconscious. Those with strong, clear auras are more connected to this natural flow, and sensitive beings can sense that connection instantly. When animals and children show trust in you so quickly, it is a sign that you are in touch with your true self. It shows that your spirit carries honesty, love, and calmness. This is not something you can fake or force. It is simply a part of who you are. Recognizing this gift can help you understand yourself better. It can also remind you to protect and nurture this pure energy, even in a world that sometimes feels cold or confusing. The way animals and children respond to you is a beautiful mirror of the light you carry within. Sign 5. Authority figures feel threatened. Sometimes, even when you are very respectful and kind, certain authority figures like bosses, teachers, or supervisors may still feel uncomfortable around you. You might notice that no matter how polite you are, they act defensively or even seem a little hostile. This can feel confusing and unfair because you are not trying to challenge them at all. In many cases, this happens because your aura, your natural energy, is very strong. Without saying a word, you give off a presence that makes others notice you. People who are not confident in themselves or who feel insecure in their positions can feel threatened by someone who carries such silent strength. It is not about anything wrong you have done. It is about how they feel inside when they are around you. For example, imagine an employee who always works hard, completes all tasks on time, and treats everyone kindly. Even with this good behavior, their boss may still seem cold or critical. Instead of encouraging them, the boss might underestimate their work or ignore their ideas. This situation can be very frustrating, especially when you are only trying to do your best. But it is important to understand that strong people often trigger hidden fears in others. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, explained that when someone has a powerful aura, it unconsciously challenges the weak spots inside other people. It reminds them of what they lack or fear about themselves. If you ever face this situation, remember not to blame yourself. Your powerful energy is not something bad. It is a sign that you have leadership qualities and inner strength. Stay true to yourself and keep treating others with respect, even if they do not always return it. In the long run, your strong spirit will lead you to places where your power is respected and valued. Every challenge you face now is preparing you for something greater. Your light might be too bright for some, but it is exactly what the world needs. Sign 6. You feel different, even in crowds. Sometimes, even when you are surrounded by many people, you still feel alone or different. You might be at a party, a school event, or a family gathering, but deep inside you feel like you do not truly belong. It is not because you are shy or because you do not like people. It is something deeper. You may smile, talk, and laugh like everyone else, but a part of you feels like you are standing outside the crowd, simply observing everything. You notice things others do not, small details, emotions behind people's words, or the true mood of the room. While others seem lost in the moment, you are often thinking, feeling, and understanding things on a deeper level. This feeling of being different is not a weakness. In fact, it is a sign of a very special kind of strength. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, believed that people who feel this way often have a more sensitive or evolved energy. Their mind and heart are tuned to a deeper frequency. Instead of being easily swept away by the noise and excitement around them, they stay connected to their true self. They are aware of their surroundings in a way most people are not. Sometimes this makes them feel out of place because most crowds focus on surface-level fun and conversations, while deeper souls seek meaning and truth. It is important to understand that feeling different does not mean something is wrong with you. On the contrary, it shows that you are growing and becoming more aware of life's deeper sides. Many people who have changed the world, artists, thinkers, leaders, also felt this way when they were young. They learned to accept their difference as a gift. So if you often find yourself feeling separate, even when surrounded by many people, do not be sad. It means you have a powerful inner world, and one day that inner strength will help you do something truly special in life. Being different is not your burden, it is your greatest treasure. Sign 7. People compete with you without reason sometimes, without even trying. You find that people start to compete with you. You are just doing your work or living your life normally, but others begin to compare themselves with you. They may try to do things better than you, or they may try to prove that they are smarter, faster, or more talented. You are not asking for any competition, yet it happens. This kind of silent rivalry can feel confusing and even unfair. It might happen at school, where classmates try to get better grades just to outshine you, or in the workplace, where a coworker always tries to do more than you just to look better in front of the boss. For example, imagine you are doing a project at your job. You are focused, creative, and giving your best effort. But you notice that one coworker always tries to add something extra to their work after seeing yours. They might not even speak to you much, but you can feel that they are constantly watching you and trying to do one better. It is not because you challenge them. It is simply because your natural talent or confidence made them feel uncomfortable inside. This happens because when you have a strong aura, your energy, your presence, it shines so brightly that it forces others to look at themselves. Some people are not ready to see their own weaknesses or doubts. Instead of working on themselves, they try to compete with you, hoping it will make them feel better. Your strength reminds them of the areas where they feel small or unsure. Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, believed that people often project their own fears onto others. So when you disturb someone's peace without meaning to, it usually says more about them than about you. It is important to stay calm and true to yourself. You do not need to lower your light to make others comfortable. Let your aura be strong and understand that silent competition is just a sign that you are moving in the right direction. Sign 8. People accuse you of being too intense. Sometimes people might accuse you of being too intense. This happens because your passion, ideas, and emotions feel very strong to others. When you speak, think, or act, you do it with a deep sense of meaning and purpose. But not everyone is used to that kind of energy. Many people like to keep their conversations and thoughts simple and light. So when they meet someone who thinks deeply, feels strongly, and speaks with real emotion, they might feel uncomfortable. They might not know how to handle that kind of presence. And instead of trying to understand you, they may simply say you are too much. You might have even experienced a moment when a friend or someone close to you said something like, "You think too deeply about everything." At first, such comments can hurt. You may wonder if there is something wrong with you. But the truth is, there is nothing wrong at all. In fact, your depth is a gift. It shows that you see the world in ways many people cannot. You ask the big questions. You feel real emotions. You notice things others miss. That makes you different, but it does not make you wrong. On a deeper spiritual level, many people live only on the surface. They like comfort, easy answers, and quick feelings. Depth can be scary for them because it forces them to think about things they usually avoid. When they meet someone who lives with deeper awareness, it reminds them of the parts of themselves they have not explored. Instead of being inspired, some feel afraid. So they call you too intense because it is easier than facing their own fears. You must remember that your intensity is not a weakness. It is a sign that you are awake in a world that often prefers to stay asleep. Do not dull your light just because others find it too bright. Stay true to yourself because the world needs more people who are willing to feel, think, and live deeply. Sign 9. People remember you for years. Sometimes you meet a person only once, but you remember them for years. It feels like they leave a mark on your memory, even if your meeting was short and simple. This usually happens when someone has a very strong aura, a powerful energy that touches others deeply without saying much. Even casual conversations with such people can stay fresh in your mind. Maybe it was the way they looked at you, the way they made you feel heard, or simply the quiet confidence they carried. These small moments may not seem important at the time, but they become unforgettable. For example, imagine you met someone at a family gathering or a school event. You only talked for 5 minutes, but years later, you still remember the kindness in their words or the way they smiled. You might not even remember the full conversation, but the feeling they gave you will stay with you. This is because a strong aura speaks to our hearts, not just our minds. It leaves a deep imprint on our unconscious memory, a part of us that holds emotions and experiences we don't even realize we are carrying. Carl Jung, a famous psychologist, believed that energy fields around people can connect and communicate without words. When your aura is powerful, people feel something important when they are around you, even if they can't explain it. They might forget many faces they meet, but they will remember yours because your energy touched something deep inside them. If people often tell you, "I don't know why, but I remember you," it is a sign that your presence has made a lasting impact. It shows that your soul speaks louder than your words ever could. Sign 10. You feel drained after social interactions. After spending time with others, you might often feel emotionally drained or exhausted, even if the interactions weren't stressful. This feeling can happen when people around you unknowingly feed off your energy. These individuals, sometimes referred to as emotional vampires, may not even realize that they are draining your emotional strength. They might always be in need of attention or constantly talking about their problems without ever considering how it affects those around them. As someone who is empathetic and sensitive to others' emotions, you can often end up absorbing their feelings, whether you realize it or not. This happens because people with high energy or empathy tend to connect deeply with others. While this is a gift, it can also be a burden when you're constantly giving your emotional energy to those around you. It's important to recognize this pattern so you can take steps to protect yourself from being drained. One effective way to recharge is by practicing grounding or meditation. Grounding helps you reconnect with your own energy and balance, while meditation helps clear your mind and restore your emotional strength. Both of these practices create a shield around your energy, allowing you to protect yourself from being overwhelmed by others. It's important to understand that being empathetic doesn't